Hello and welcome to this crochet ghost tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to crochet this ghost plushie. Let's get straight into the video. So the materials that you'll need are 5mm crochet hook, a yarn needle, scissors, 12mm safety eyes, weight 5 or 6 yarn in white. I'm using Premier Parfait chunky yarn. And finally you will need stuffing. So to start off, you're going to grab your crochet hook and your yarn. So for the first round, we will need to make a magic ring. So I like to use the 2-chain method to make my magic ring. So how we're going to do that is we're going to start off by making a slip knot. And then tightening the slip knot. And then we will chain 2. So 1 and 2. Now we are going to do 6 single crochets into our magic ring to start off. So our first chain that we just did is acting as our magic ring. So we're going to do 6 single crochets into that first chain there. Now for round 2, we are going to be doing 6 increases. So an increase is doing 2 single crochets into a stitch. So we're going to do that 6 times in total, which will take us up to 12 stitches. Then for the following round, we are going to do 4 single crochets and a decrease times by 2, and this will take us down to 10 stitches. Then for the next round, we'll do 3 single crochets and a decrease times by 6, and this will take us down to 8 stitches. Now we are just going to leave a small tail as we're going to be crocheting this little arm onto the body. So just leave a little tail, cut it off there, and then pull through to finish off. Now you are just going to go ahead and make another arm exactly like this one. So go ahead and create one more identical arm. Once you've crocheted your 2 arms, we can just put those aside for now, and we are going to move on to the body. So once again, we're going to begin by doing a magic ring. And we are going to start off by doing 6 single crochets into our magic ring. Now for round 2, we'll be doing 6 increases, which will take us up to 12 stitches. Now I'm going to grab some scrap yarn to use as my stitch marker. So for the next round, we'll be doing single crochet increase times by 6, and this will take us up to 18 stitches. So we'll do a single crochet in the first stitch and then an increase in the second stitch. Then we will continue that pattern all the way around. So for round 4, we'll be doing 2 single crochets and an increase times by 6, and this will take us up to 24 stitches. Then for round 5, we'll be doing 3 single crochets and an increase times by 6. And this will take us up to 30 stitches in total. Now we are going to be single crocheting for the next 5 rounds. So from round 7 to 11, you'll want to single crochet all the way around the outside. So go ahead and single crochet for the following 5 rounds. So now for the following round, I'm going to work round with you. So you are going to grab your arms as we're going to need them for this round to crochet them on. So we're going to start off by just doing 7 single crochets into the body. So single crochet into the next 7 stitches. And now you're going to grab one of your arms. So we are going to put the tail inside the arm. So just tuck the tail inside. And what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet the arms into the body. So now we are going to be putting our hook into 2 stitches of the arm. So you can see that I've folded it in half. So we're just going to put our hook into one of the stitches and then immediately go straight across to the stitch on the opposite side. So we've got our hook through 2 stitches in the arm. Then we are also going to put our hook into the next stitch of the body. So put our hook into the next stitch of the body at the same time. So now it's through 2 stitches in the arm and 1 stitch in the body. Now we are just going to single crochet through all 3 stitches. Now we are going to put our hook into the next 2 stitches of the arm. So the ones that are across from each other. So into the next stitch and the stitch opposite it. And then put your hook into the next stitch of the body and single crochet through all 3 stitches. Now we're going to do this 2 more times. So into the next 2 stitches of the arm, the ones that are across from each other, then into the next stitch of the body, single crochet, then into the final 2 stitches that are left in the arm here, put your hook in there, and then into the next stitch of the body and single crochet. Now you have single crocheted your first arm on. Now we are just going to single crochet into the next 14 stitches of the body. So just single crochet round for 14 stitches. And now we're going to do the same thing with the second arm after we've done those 14 single crochets. So grab your second arm, tuck the tail inside, and now we're going to put our hook into the first 2 stitches that are opposite each other once we've folded this arm in half. So into the first stitch here and then the one opposite it, and then into the next stitch of the body at the same time, and then single crochet. Now into the next 2 stitches of the arm that are opposite each other, and the next stitch of the body and single crochet. Then into the next 2 stitches of the arm, the next stitch of the body, single crochet, and one last time, the next 2 stitches of the arm, the next stitch of the body and single crochet. Now you can see you've crocheted both arms onto the body. So now we are just going to do 7 single crochets into the body to finish off this round. And now we are going to be single crocheting for the next 5 rounds. So from rounds 13 to 17 we'll be single crocheting all the way round. So go ahead and single crochet for 5 rounds. Okay, so for the next round, we are going to be working into the front loops only. So what that means is that usually when you're going into a stitch, you go into both of these two top loops here. But when you're going into the front loops only, you are just going to put your hook up in the middle of those two loops. So from the bottom up into the middle of those two loops, and that's going into the front loop only. So you're going to want to make sure to do that for the entirety of this round. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a half double crochet, half double crochet into the first stitch, and then a slip stitch into the second stitch in the front loops only. And we'll be doing that all the way around. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So to do a half double crochet, we will yarn over, then we're going to go into the first stitch into the front loop only, then yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through all three loops. Now for the double crochet, we'll yarn over, go back into that same stitch in the front loop, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through two loops, and then yarn over and pull through the other two loops. So that's a double crochet. Then we're going to do another half double crochet. So yarn over, go back into that same front loop, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through all three loops. So that's a half double crochet, half double crochet into the first stitch. Then you're going to do a slip stitch into the second stitch or the second front loop, which is where you just yarn over and pull through, and then immediately pull through your first loop. So we are going to continue that pattern all the way round. So make sure to go into the front loops only. So once you have finished that round, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look, and you'll see all of these back loops that you didn't go into in the last round. So see this little ring that's formed, and these are all the back loops from round 17. So for the next round, we are only going to be going into the back loops of that round. So just those ones there. And we're going to be doing 4 single crochets and a decrease times by 6 into the back loops only. So I'm just going to find my first back loop, and it's just going to be just after my stitch marker here. So I think it's right here, and you'll just be going into one loop at a time and follow that ring all the way round. Once you get back round to the start, the last stitch that you go into should be the one just above the stitch marker. So now we are going to put our safety eyes in. So the safety eyes should go on the opposite side to where our stitch marker is. So your safety eyes are going to go between rounds 10 and 11, and they're going to be approximately 2 or 3 stitches out from the arm on either side, and around 9 or so stitches apart in total. So now we're going to go ahead and clip those in. And now we shall continue round. So for the following round, we are going to do 3 single crochets and a decrease times by 6, and this will take us down to 24 stitches. We're just going to be going into both loops now, once again like normal. Then for the following round, we'll do 2 single crochets and a decrease times by 6, which will take us down to 18 stitches. Now we're just going to add a bit of stuffing. You'll need to add enough that the ghost is quite firm and not too squishy, but it's up to you. Once you're happy with how much stuffing you've added, we can continue round. So for the following round, we'll do single crochet decrease times by 6, which will take us down to 12 stitches. Now for the final round, we are just going to do 6 decreases, which will take us down to 6 stitches in total. Now we are going to leave a small tail for sewing up the end. So just cut it off about there. And then we will finish off by pulling through. Now we will grab our yarn needle and put the end of the yarn into our yarn needle. And we're going to sew the bottom shut. So we're going to go in and out of the front loops only. So we'll go into the first front loop, pull through, out of the second front loop, into the third front loop, out of the fourth front loop, into the fifth front loop, out of the sixth front loop, and then pull tight. Then you can just weave your tail in a bit and bring it to a random point in the body if you like. Then you can just cut off the remainder. And this is your completed ghost. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed crocheting your ghost plushie. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe for more tutorials. The written pattern is also available on my online store, so make sure to go check that out in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!